Participants, welcome to the second session of Day 5 of Faculty Development Program on Data Analysis using SPSS. The session is on writing quality articles for Scopus, Web of Science, FT50 and other high index journals by Dr. Professor Pacha Malyadri Garu, ICSSR Senior Research Fellow, SES Hyderabad. Before I hand over the session to the sir, a brief biography of Dr. P. Malyadri. Dr. P. Malyadri obtained doctorate in commerce in 1991 and rendered services in government with 33 years of experience of teaching, research, administration, training, and consultancy. As a prolific writer, Dr. Malyadri has authored 8 books and 145 research papers in various national and international journals of repute, including Scopus Indexed. He is a peer team member, assessor, NAC Bangalore. Under his guidance, 14 PhDs and 18 MPhils were awarded in the Department of Commerce and Business Management, Osmania University, and also other universities. He is on the International Editorial Advisory Boards as a member in 355 international peer-reviewed journals, including Scopus Indexed, published in 50 countries. Dr. Malyadri carried out 2 major research projects sponsored by the UGC New Delhi. He is an adjudicator for doctoral thesis in commerce and management in several Indian universities. He has organized UGC-sponsored national seminars and presented several research papers in around 100 national and international seminars and conferences. He has given more than 200 talks in online as a keynote speaker, resource person in various international webinars. Dr. Malyadri reviewed more than 2,000 articles for the international peer-reviewed journals. He delivered a keynote address at international conference held at Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, Sri Lanka, Bangkok, Thailand. Dr. Malyadri is presently chairman, governing body, Aurora PG College, NAC accredited Osmania University. Dr. Malyadri served as principal for more than a decade in affiliated colleges of Osmania University and Rayalaseema University, and also served as director, research and development in JNTU Hyderabad affiliated engineering college. He got an award of Senior Fellowship from ICSSR New Delhi and is presently as an ICSSR Senior Fellow at Center for Economic and Social Studies, Hyderabad. He is also serving as inspecting authorities appointed by Ministry of Minority Affairs, Government of India, to conduct inspections of the NGOs, institutions, skill development centers across the country for 4 years. He received several outstanding awards for his academic achievements. Dr. Malyadri is a state-level Best Teacher Awardee in the year 2008, honored by Government of Andhra Pradesh. Sir, it's a privilege to hear you today. Welcome you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Sweta. Very good morning. And of course, good afternoon also.
Good afternoon, sir.
At the outset, I'm thankful to the Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Gopal Reddy, and the present program director, Dr. Ramesh Miryala, and Professor Alwal Ravi, who is a professor in the Department of Management. Now, I am going to talk about writing quality articles in high indexed journals like Scopus, Web of Science, ABDC, FT50. These are all the top indexed journals that I am going to focus. So in my talk, I will briefly explain what are the different types of articles, how to select a right journal, because it is a great problem. After writing the article, the author may not be able to select the right journal for sending the article for publication. That is a big issue now. Many senior professors, scholars are facing such a great difficulty, and how to the format for the article in high index journal. Such information I will provide you. As a whole, why we need to publish research papers? That I think you are all aware. Just for promotion purpose or for increasing API score, of course, even for research projects also, you need to publish, or you are supposed to be popularize in the academic field, and even for getting selection as a doctoral fellow or postdoctoral fellow or senior fellow or UGC emeritus fellow. For all this, you need a good profile. You need a good profile. That is mostly required. So how to improve good profile? The first task, being an academician, the first task is to publish scholarly articles in high indexed journals like FD50 or Scopus. As you are all aware that if you are publishing such wonderful articles in high indexed journals, definitely your institution will also get good rank in NIRF or NAC or NBA. And undoubtedly, you will get a good reputation. You will have more contacts and you will have more communication skills, analytical skills. And it is quite interesting to know that even UGC has also stipulated that at least 2 articles must be published in UGC recognized journals. It is a mandatory for the research scholars. And finally, being an academician, being a researcher, it is your social responsibility to disseminate the information, your research results among the society, among the policymakers, so that the policymakers may take better decisions for the development of the society. That is the thrust of the academician, researcher. So therefore, the academicians, the research scholars are in need to publish good articles, good quality articles, by way of conducting empirical studies. Because you need to conduct studies at grassroots level. That is mostly required. And for publishing research papers, you need to upload your information, total, see, your profile, like rcid.org, orcid.org. That is a mandatory for publishing in Scopus Index journals. And livedna.net, yes, that is also a nice platform. You need to upload your profile in livedna.net. You will be given absolutely free a web link. That web link may be pasted in your CV. And ResearchGate, you are all aware about it. Even academia.com, that also most important. You need to upload the information. And you are all aware about Google Scholar. Yes, that also most important. You need to upload your profile so that you have more visibility. Your profile, your work, your research work, you have more visibility, so that you will get a very good reputation in academic and in society. Now, I am going to share my PPT and explain.
Sir.
Is it audible?
Sir, yes,
Yeah.
It is audible. I have one
Yes,
small
sir.
question. I'm Dr. Paisa.
Pardon?
Hello, sir. I have one simple question.
Yeah.
That you have given after the Orchid OIG, some
Pardon?
site name after the Orchid OIG. You have given the name of some of the Indian site. Can you just repeat it?
Yes, I already told you.
Can you just repeat it? I could not write it.
rcid.org, orcid.org.
Yes. After that, you have said some Indian.
Oh, you are Professor Pacha.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
How are
very
you?
nice. How are you?
But fine, sir. You are there, so I'm supposed to be here.
Yeah. livedna.net. livedna.net.
DNA dot.
livedna.net. It is a most wonderful world platform. You are supposed to upload your profile and they will be given one web link for you.
Okay.
If you click the web link, your profile will be displayed.
LiveDNA.net.
Live, L-I-V-E, D-N-A.
DNA.net.
Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Is it visible, please?
Yes, sir. It's visible.
And tell me whether second slide is also visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So welcome to the participants of FDP organized by the Department of Management, Mahatma Gandhi University, sponsored by Atal. I think for the last 4 days, you are enjoying different sessions. Now I am going to talk about the writing quality articles for Scopus, Web of Science, FT50 and other high index journals. Let me brief about the different types of research articles. As you are all aware that for publishing research papers in Scopus or Web of Science or FT50, you need to conduct a study, an evaluation study. What we may call it as, we require empirical evidence. Without empirical evidence, you can't publish because 95% of the articles are empirical evidence-based articles. So we may call it as original research articles. With regard to review articles, it is invented by the editor of a particular journal, and there may be no methodology. It is only based upon the different studies. With regard to theoretical article, it is only to explore new theories based upon existing research. Edited book, you are all aware, in edited book, you may write chapters or articles, and this edited book, you will also be indexed in different high indexed publishers. Even conference proceedings also, you can contribute articles. The same may be indexed. For beginners, it is better to publish through conference proceedings so that further it can be improved, and automatically you can publish many research papers in top indexed journals. Book review is a summary of a newly published book. Suppose if a new book is published, that will be sent to the an expert or an author. A summary may be provided by the author. You know about the editorial. So editorial, it is written by the editors. Next, I will talk about what is Scopus. Quickly, I can say that Scopus is a database. I think it was already discussed. It provides many citations, many brief abstracts of the articles in academic journals, which are Scopus indexed. In fact, this Scopus was owned by Elsevier, which was established in the year 2004. Of course, it covers many subjects like engineering, medicine, arts, humanities, sciences, all subjects they covered. Right now, there are more than 30,000 titles. That titles means journals. And these 37,000 journals are published by 12,000 publishers. And there are around 70 million records available in all these journals. You are aware that Scopus ID is given to author, those who publish 2 articles. Please make a note, because everybody may have some confusion. How you will be provided Scopus ID if you publish 2 articles in Scopus indexed journals, then Scopus will provide one ID to you. That ID, if you can affix in your CV, that is a prestige for you. That will be a popularity for you. So if you click that ID, the list of articles published by you will appear. So try to publish 2 research papers in Scopus indexed, and then you get ID, Scopus ID. Basically, the quality of articles, the articles published in different journals, they have given 4 quartiles: Q1 journals, Q2, Q3, Q4. Chicago journal ranking, what we may call it as journal ranking. So 4 ranks are there. So Q1 journals are there, top quality, high quality. So always concentrate on Q1 or Q2. Don't go for Q3 or Q4, because at any point of time, Q3, Q4 journals may be delisted. That means it may be deleted from the Scopus. It is a possible. Next, as a matter of fact, the Scopus never provide impact factor. It provides only site score. So site score may be calculated on the basis of 3 years data, but impact factor is given based upon 2 years data. How to calculate impact factor, that I will explain separately. Next, I will go to Web of Science journals. Web of Science journals launched by Clarivate Analytics company in the year 1997. Of course, they cover also all subjects like science, social sciences, arts, humanities, of more than 250 disciplines. Right now, there are around more than 21,000 journals and 90 million articles database. Of course, there are different core collections. SSCI, there are around 3,500 journals. It is all related to social sciences. And Arts and Humanities Citation Index, AHCI, Science Citation Index Expanded, SCIE. There are around 10,000 journals, like ESCI, Book Citation Index. Book Citation Index means when already we have discussed edited books with regard to conference proceedings, that also be indexed by Web of Science. Right now, there are around 2 lakhs, more than 2 lakhs books are indexed by Web of Science. Next, I will go to ABDC. This ABDC, what we may call it as Australian Business Deals Council, it was developed in 2007. It covers only commerce, management, economics, and only related subjects, management related subjects, like even transport and logistics, taxation, economics. These are all different subjects covered by ABDC. Of course, the other subjects like history, I think it may not come under. Mostly in these journals, our management faculty or management researchers are coming forward to publish in ABDC. Right now, there are 4 categories of journals indexed by ABDC: A star, A, B star, B and C. So ABC. Of course, there may be around some more than 3,000 journals are there right now, indexed by ABDC. Of course, time to time, the ABDC will take care of in updating the list of journals. Now, FT50. This FT50 is based upon the Financial Times of MBA, EMB, and the online MBA rankings. The major publishers of FT50 is the world top publishers like Sage, Taylor and Francis, Elsevier, Springer, Cambridge University Press, Oxford University Press, University of Chicago. These are all the world popular publishers. So these publishers, publications, what we call it as journals, are listed with the FT50. So these are all the 50 journals. I have given the list. You can simply you can go through it, like Academy of Management Journal, Accounting, Organization and Society, Administrative Science Quarterly, like this. Entrepreneurship, you can cover any microfinance entrepreneurship, that is Harvard Business Review, Journal of Accounting Research, Consumer Finance, like that. International Business Studies, Journal of Management, MIS Quarterly, Organization Science, Research Policy. Like these are all the FT50 journals. So to publish an article with FT50 journal is not at all a simple task. There is a rigorous review, blind review by 3 reviewers. So at least if you want to publish one article in FT50, you need to wait for at least 1 year. It is very difficult. So you can try, you can publish in FT50 also. It is not a difficulty. It is just like publishing in other journals. But thing is, the empirical evidence, data analysis, data interpretation, these are all the important issues which you have to focus. Next, impact factor. What is impact factor? So impact factor may be calculated based upon the number of citations to articles published in a journal during last 2 years. So last 2 years data may be taken. It was devised by Eugene Garfield. He was the founder of Institute for Scientific Information. Impact factor, in fact, it is measured for the rank of the journal. So if it is high impact factor, it is a top one. So let us take an example. Impact factor of 2019 for a journal, how to calculate the total number of citations for the articles published in 2018, last 2 years, plus 2007, divided by the total number of articles published in 2018 plus 2017. Let us take an example, 150 citations and 150 citations, 18 and 19, 18 and 17, and articles 300 is equal to 0.50 is impact factor. So these citations, these citation reports, you can refer in JCR, General Citation Reports, which is accessed via Web of Science. Now, this is important for you. Selecting a right journal is a tough task for you. Generally, after the publishing, because many authors, after rigorous work in conducting conducting the study, field study at the field level or of the online, you may face many difficulties and you may collect the data, you may interpret the data. Many statistical methods you might be adopted. So such a wonderful work you have taken up, but finally you need to publish in a good journal. So I will give you some important aspects for selecting a right journal. Check periodicity. Why? Because while selecting a journal, you check the periodicity, means maybe monthly, quarterly, or biannual, annual, like you have to check it up. Because if it is a monthly journal, you have a chance of getting the article in a short period. That is it. Next, check the journal aims and scope. You need to check what are their aims, what are their scope, what are the areas they covered. Such information you have to check through website. If it is a printed, you have to check the hard copy. Check journal continuity, whether it is published regularly or is there any gaps, whether it was stopped earlier, that also you have to check it. Check the level of acceptance. If you can see the journal website, they may provide the acceptance rate 10%, 5%, in some top journals even 2%, 1% also. So that information is also most important for you for selecting a journal. Check impact factor score. If it is a Web of Science, you check impact factor. Check ISSN. Generally, every journal is having ISSN, especially high index journals. Check previous issues. Why you need to check the previous issues? Because if at all already your article, say your article related area is already covered, again the editor may not come forward to publish again. So therefore, you check the previous issues. Check average time to publish. So you will get some information, how much time it takes to publish. Such information you have to gather while selecting the article. Check field of specialization. See, each journal is specialized for a specific areas. So in that situation, you are supposed to check the level of readers. Who are the readers? See, basically, for a specific journal, there are some types of a type of readers. Say, for example, if it is a HR related, who are the HR professionals may read it. Like you check the level of readers. Check the peer review system. See, after receiving your article, it may be sent to experts, reviewers. So reviewers may take a lot of time. Generally, why they take a lot of time? Because reviewers are not paid any honor. So leisurely they will take it up. They will take it up the work. Check the editorial board. See, check the profile of the editorial board members, because it is most important. What are their profiles? Who are they? Whether they are working related to the subject area. That information you require. I'm extremely happy and proud to say that I am the member editorial boards for 365 international journals published from 50 countries all over the world, including many Scopus indexed Web of Science, ABDC, like that. So check the editorial board and check the profile of the editorial board members. Check journal names that appears in the reference. So then you go through some references where the articles are published in the journal. So in the references also, the titles of the journals are available. That is also source for selecting a right journal. Next, use the free online tool. Say master journal list, a tool is there. That also you have to check it up. And these online tools are useful. How to select the right journal. Even Scopus or Web of Science, you can go to their links and you can check related to your topic or abstract. If you provide that, you will be easily identify which journal is best, which journal is suited for your article. And check the popularity of the publisher. Yes, popularity is also most important. Like Taylor Francis, IGA Global. IGA Global is a popular journal. Recently, I edited a book on blockchain technology, published by IGA Global. Like identify the world publishers. Next, check the grading of journal. Grading means whether it is if it is a Scopus, Q1, Q2, like that, you have to check it out. Check the archives. See, every journal, they provide some collection of old values. That also you have to check it out. Check the predatory or cloned journals. Nowadays, there are thousands of predatory journals. They cheat the authors. They collect the money and publish within 24 hours. They will upload the article. That you please you take meticulous care. Check the indexed journals like Web of Science, Scopus. Check the popularity of the journal. Check the APC, because APC is important for us. Article processing charge. How much? Because many Scopus index are many journals are charging thousands of rupees. As possible as try to publish at free of cost. Don't pay the fees. Suppose if you take Ender Science publishers, they never charge. Majority of the journals published by Ender Science is Scopus index, right? Next, editorial quality, efficient journal administration, how they are responding. That should also be. Authors' rights and copyrights, invitation to publish articles, editorial quality, and check DOI, digital object identifier. So whether the journal is providing DOI or not, that also you have to check it out. I will explain you separately about DOI. Next, choosing your topic. So how to choose a good topic? Find the trends of your subject area. Because latest trends, you might be seen the latest trends. What is the latest trend, like COVID or like current topics? You have to check it out, and it should be unique, new, and interesting. It should be current topic. Pick something you love, because your interest is also most important, right? Clarity on the broader topic. You read different articles on the specific area. Check whether specific topic is addressed already. Just I already told you, and provide solutions to some difficult problems. And finally, get advice when you finalize the topic by consulting your friends, experts, or your guide. Now, this is the format for high indexed journals, the article, the process of article. First title followed by abstract. Under abstract, you are supposed to provide keywords, introduction. After the introduction, a review of literature, research gap, objectives of the study, research methods, results, discussion, conclusions, scope for the further research, acknowledgements, references, and supplementary data. So these are all the formats or the process of article writing which you need to be present in your empirical evidence. See, I already told you that you need to conduct an empirical evidence-based studies. Don't be dependent on secondary database, especially in management department. They go for secondary database studies. Of course, there is we will get some good inferences through secondary data also, but as far as possible, even for even finance department, they may be collected. They may try to collect empirical evidence at grassroots with the respondents. then you will get good information, good data or analysis, and you can come out with good inferences, right? Next, title of the article. How to finalize the title of the article? Say, if you write good title, if you finalize the good title, that is half of the success, because title is most important. It should be not more than 15 words. It should not be as short as possible, and it should not be no short. Avoid as far as possible long titles. So there should not be any technical jargons. That means technical words, don't use it in your title, and any abbreviations also. It should be unique and memorable. You highlight, say, when you in your title, your topic related importance of research must be highlighted in your title. Avoid duplication of title. How to avoid it? Suppose if you finalize one title, you go to Google and type it, you will get the number of titles. Already, if there is such title, slightly change the title, right? Informative but concise. It should be concise, and it should be catchy. Article title must be catchy. Convey your main issue. Avoid question marks. So in your title, as far as possible, avoid question marks. There should not be question marks. But sometimes you may put question mark also. But as far as possible, you avoid it. Your intention is to attract the readers, those who read the articles published in the journal. Next, abstract. So, in this format, in this process of article writing, in this format, I will discuss at length about some of the issues only, because I may not be able to discuss all the issues. Only a few important issues I will discuss due to paucity of time. Now, I will go to abstract. How to prepare the abstract? This is, in fact, an advertisement of your article. It should be quite interesting and easy to be understood. It's most important. And it must be accurate and specific. Keep it as brief as possible. It should be very, very brief, preferably in a paragraph, one paragraph. So ultimately, you have to encourage the readers to read the paper. After reading the abstract, you have to read. You are supposed to create the interest with the readers to read your article. It should be accurate and specific. Always use the past tense. Avoid citing the work of others. No citations in abstract. Don't provide any citations. Never contains new information. It includes contributions, approach, results. Briefly, and you may summarize the paper, abstract in a paragraph. And there may be a limitation. Each journal may provide a limitation, maybe 250 words, or some journals may fix up with 300 words. So check it up the website, and you go accordingly in preparing the abstract. Next, outline of the project, abstract. This you have to cover. Purpose of the study. So what is the purpose? What is the objective of your study? In one line or two lines. Methodology. What is the methodology you have formulated in 2 lines? Main findings in 2 lines. What is the applications of your study in 2 lines? And novelty. What is the originality of your work to different studies? That also you have to provide in 2 lines. And what is the further research? 1 line. Enough. You will get 250 or 300 words. Next, keywords. Immediately after abstract, you are supposed to provide keywords. According to journals, they may ask or sometime. At least you are basically universally accepted. You are supposed to provide at least 6 keywords. 3 from title, 3 from text. That's better, right? Use it for why keywords? Keywords are used for indexing purpose. Keywords are the labels of a manuscript. It should be specific and it should be Google searchable words. Okay, so the keywords must be related to the subject oriented or research oriented. Contain words and phrases. Follow the journal guidelines and selecting keywords. So you have to refer the guidelines. It is most important. And finally, keywords are very scientific terms. Next, introduction. So in introduction, what to cover, how to cover, that I will brief you, because if you write good introduction, it is half of your success. What are the issues you are supposed to cover? Provide a brief context to your problem. Address the research problem. What is the problem which you are going to focus? And what is your motivation about the research problem? And what is your contribution? What is your claim? And you are supposed to provide a summary of evidence and the significance of your contribution. You are supposed to provide some citations, not less than 10. At least 8 to 10 citations you must be provided in introductions. Citations are most important, especially for high index journals. At least if you won't provide 8 to 10 citations, your article will be rejected. I am sure of it. Don't write history. In introduction, please avoid writing history. An outline of the rest of it. Next. Review of literature. See, basically what is the need of writing studies? Say for a high index journal, definitely you are supposed to provide at least 10 to 15 existing studies which are focused on previous research. You have to show how your study fills the gap and what is the necessity of your study. You have to set the boundaries. That is most important. These are all the sources for the literature review. Books published in the scholarly journals, previous research papers, popular media, index bibliographies, conceptual ideas, places and artifacts, statistical handbooks, conference proceedings. These are all the different sources for review of literature. Basically, there are 3 types of sources. One is primary sources, which are collected through interviews, which are published previously. Secondary sources are secondary, based upon the secondary data, articles may be published. With regard to tertiary sources, it is like secondary source, like indexes, handbooks, digests, and almanacs. Based upon that, you can prepare the studies regarding your reading. So, after reading all the articles, past studies, you have to record who is the author, title of the paper, when it was published. Like that, if it is a book, same, who are the publishers, when it was published. If it is a chapter, what is the title of the edited book? If it is a conference proceeding, the title of the conference, like such information, you are supposed to record it. Now, how to write the literature? These are all the important points which you should know. Basically, you are supposed to provide the studies for the last 10 years. That's all. Don't go beyond that. Don't go historically, not necessary. Latest published work is most important. Identify relevant documents, published and unpublished. So critically evaluate a summary of existing work on the topic. So you have to summarize in one paragraph, because don't copy it, because mostly majority of the authors are tapped with the plagiarism, because once you send the article to the journal, first they will check it up the plagiarism. If it is more than 10%, it will be rejected. It will be regretted, and it won't send it to the reviewers. Only if it all below 10%, then only it will be sent to the reviewers. It can be some general and specific conclusions about work done to data on the topic. Avoid old published material. Just I already told you, as possible as avoid old data, old information, old studies. So read and write on your own. I already told you that because of plagiarism, you have to write on your own. What it indicates, what are their inferences, that so that you can avoid the plagiarism. Use paraphrasing. If you go to Google, type paraphrasing. Suppose you want to copy one study related information, paste it in paraphrasing, click, you will get a new para which is 100% plagiarism free. But the word is very dangerous. But the new para may have some different meanings. So check it up. Any meanings are changed, and then you edit it. Finally, it is 100% plagiarism free. And use scholarship.com also. You can summarize the text with the help of this scholarship.com. If you provide one page, it will give you a brief in a paragraph without any plagiarism free. Next, after review of literature, you need to provide research gap. Majority of the authors are failed in providing research gap, because you might be studied many studies, empirical studies, old data, past studies. In that, you have to identify evidence gap. See, under research gap, you are supposed to focus evidence gap. Knowledge, what is the knowledge gap? What is the methodological gap? What is the empirical gap? What is the theoretical gap? What is the population gap? All these gaps you are supposed to provide in research gap. Because many scholars, while writing an article, they mostly fail in providing research gap very, very effectively by covering evidence gap, knowledge gap, methodological gap, empirical gap, theoretical gap, population gap. All these gaps are supposed to provide. Many authors, because I got review experience of more than 2,000 articles. Many authors, they briefly says that there are no studies conducted on this area. They write like that. Some author says that there are very limited studies conducted on this area. Therefore, the present study is an attempt in this direction. That's all. That is not the research gap. You are supposed to provide, as I said, all evidence gap, population gap, theoretical gap, methodological gap. All gaps should be provided. Next, objectives. Setting the objectives is also an art, because many researchers are failed in setting the wonderful objectives, refined objectives. If you set the objectives perfectly, definitely it's wonderful. You may get published. You have to emphasize what is to be accomplished in setting the objectives. What is the outcome for your research study? That should be focused in objectives, and you should make accurate use of concept. So finally, objectives must be smart. It should be specific. It should be measurable. It should be achievable. Yes. If you won't achieve the objective, it's made waste for your study. It must be realistic. It must be timely, because you have time limitations. So you may not set more objectives. Sometimes some authors may provide 5, 6, 7, 10 objectives. No, nothing. Not such a large number of objectives need not. Even for PhD study, more or less 5 or 6 objectives are enough. But some people, they provide 10 objectives, 15 objectives. It is mere waste because time factor. Okay. Now, how you have to set the objectives, that I will focus on it. While writing an objective, you have to write beginning with to study, to examine, to evaluate, to analyze, to explore, to assess, to identify. Like these words you are supposed to make use of it. But some people, they write like that, to understand. You are a researcher. You are writing not for understanding. You are supposed to analyzing the issues. You are supposed to evaluating the issue. You are supposed to examine the issues, right? So such words you are supposed. Some researchers, they write to coordinate. How you are supposed to coordinate? You are a researcher. You are not an administrative functionary to coordinate. You are submitting an evaluation report. You are submitting an empirical evidence. Don't write it to coordinate. No, nothing. It's wrong. So such words specifically, you make use of it and write the objectives, then it should be good. Next, research methods. As you are aware, every article, because you have adopted some research methods, because research methods are part of the article. Without the research methods, you can't conduct the research study. So these are the basics which you are supposed to provide under the heading of research methods. You might be selected one area. Why you have selected that specific area? Suppose you have chosen for your study as Telangana state. Why you have chosen Telangana state? What is the special? That should be focused under the heading of research methods. And whether it is a quantitative or qualitative research, that also to be mentioned. Quantitative means in terms of words. Qualitative means, in terms of words. Qualitative means in terms of words. Quantitative numbers, qualitative words, right? Numbers and words, that should be or both you are adopted, that should be mentioned. Primary, secondary data. So whether your study related to primary data or secondary data or both, that should be mentioned. Sample size and method. What is your sample size? Suppose you have selected for 500 samples. How you have selected 500 samples? Why not? Because the reviewers may ask, why not 1000 samples? So there should be some methods you might be adapted. There should be some formula, whether on the basis of the population. Like such information you are supposed to provide. Data collection and instrument. Yes, whether you collected the primary data through questioning or through schedule, that should be provided. Because if you are not clarified it under the research methods, it is a futile exercise. Next, statistical tools. What are the statistical tools? Because now, especially for Scopus index, without statistical tools, adopting at least 3 to 4, it is impossible to publish. So what are the statistical tools you have adopted that should be focused? Next, results. So under the heading of the results, you are supposed to provide some experiments, the output of experiments, and the calculations about the model, and the data of primary importance. You have to highlight the main findings, and it should be clear and easy to understand. Even for readers, researchers, they should understand. And for every table, you must provide the source. That is most important. Many authors, they won't provide the source of table. That is most important. Without source of the table, it is mere waste. So if data are abundant, use as a supplementary material. So if you want to provide more data, that should be under the heading of supplementary data. Supplementary. Next heading. Next, discussion. So under this part, you have to respond what the results means. You have discussed already about the results, the information, inferences, and what you have to respond. Extract the principles, relationships, generalizations. You are supposed to provide in this under the heading of discussion. Present the analysis, model or theory. Show relationship between the results and the analysis, model or theory. So, what is the relationship of results and analysis that you have to focus? Avoid extensive citations. Yes, you need to provide 3 or 4 citations. Why citations are required? Earlier, the past studies, what they mentioned. Now, what you are going to focus, you can compare it, you can provide citation. Don't mix results with the discussion. That is also most important. Avoid sudden introduction of new ideas. So don't give some new ideas, new information under the heading of discussion. Compare with few existing studies. I already told you, you have to compare with other existing studies so that the discussion part is so excellent. Next. Conclusion. How to write conclusion. So, in conclusion, under the heading of conclusion, don't provide with the statistical language. The information should not be statistical language. Means like word, numbers. It should be in academic language. Provide justification for the work. Explain how your work advances the field. And you can also suggest future experiments under the suggestions. So it is sure that a reader should be comfortable, and after reading the article, they should come away with something. Yes, some special is there. Now, while writing the article, while writing the conclusion, there are some do's and don'ts. I will explain you. The do's. Briefly summarize some of the main points. Keep it short and sweet, very short. Don't be lengthy, because a conclusion, a matter of 1 or 2 paragraphs is enough. Try to sound authoritative on the subject. End with a flourish. Should flourish. Don'ts. What are the don'ts? Don't repeat the abstract or results. So don't copy any information provided in abstract or results, right? Don't quote. No quotations, no citations under the heading of conclusion. Don't use fluffy language. Use balanced since beginning to end. Don't lead the reader astray with new material. So in conclusion, don't provide a new information. Only the information related to the study. Don't focus on minor point or issue. No, it's not. No need of focusing minor point lengthy. Don't use appears to be, it seems, probably. These three words are very, very dangerous. Appears to be. No, being a researcher, you can't write like this. It seems. That means there is no guarantee of the results. No guarantee of information given by you. For a researcher, you must be authentic. Don't write probably. These words are, you should not use these words in conclusion. Don't start conclusion with these words. In conclusion, some authors write in conclusion. Under the heading of conclusion, why again you write in conclusion? No, not necessary. There is a heading, conclusion. Again you write no, in conclusion, not necessary. Finally. Why finally? That is the end. Again, need not write finally. In the end, that is also not right. Next. Bibliography and references. Now, not majority, some of the researchers even sometimes they don't know the difference between bibliography and reference, because references are what we call citations are most important for the article. If you provide at least 40 citations, if you provide 40 citations in an article, it may be possible for publication in high index journals. Out of 40 citations, you must provide at least 30 DOI links. 30 DOI links, digital object identifier. Without DOI links, there is no possibility for publications. I will explain you about DOI link in the next slide. What is DOI, digital object identifier? Before that, I will explain what is bibliography. Bibliography, it is the citations given in our article, and for your article, you might be consulted many articles, that list, and you might be referred internet sources. That also maybe comes under bibliography. All these list bibliography. References, when you are writing a piece of work, when you are providing any citation in your article, that is only reference. So what is the difference? References are specifically cited in your work, whereas bibliography is list of all sources referred in the process of research in your work. So in your article, your citations may be around 40 citations may be provided at the end of the article. Right? Next. References. Why you need to provide citations or references? Because there is more importance for the article to avoid plagiarism. When you submit your article, only text will be sent for plagiarism. References will be deleted. References list may not be sent to the plagiarism software, right? Acknowledge the contribution. Yes, you need to acknowledge when you cite the existing information. Definitely, you have to acknowledge it. That is citation. That is reference to support your work with authoritative work. Yes. So, being a researcher, authoritatively, you are supposed to support your work. It demonstrates your knowledge, your skills, your ideas, your opinions, and definitely it helps further research, further reference. No doubt, it helps to enhance the knowledge of the researcher, to make the content significant, and the readers may also understand while going through the references very effectively. finally, it is an indication of the quality of the material. So, therefore, I told you at least you are supposed to provide 30 to 40 references, right? What can be referenced? So, in entire article, I have given earlier the proforma from title to abstract, keywords, introduction, review of literature. I have given the process. So, in the process, where you are supposed to, what are the references you are supposed to provide by referring scientific articles, books, chapters, articles, conference proceedings, policies, guidelines, official source of statistics, unpublished documents, web pages, personal communication. These are all the issues these are all the sources which you can provide references. Where to add references? That means in entire article, where you are supposed to provide citations, that I will give you. In introduction, at least not less than 10 citations. I am talking about high indexed journals. You are supposed to the latest citations of not less than 10 in introduction. For review of literature, not less than 15 citations. Citations means studies, not less than 15 studies you are supposed to provide. And research methods, in that also at least one or two references, citation is must. And results also, you are supposed to provide at least 2 or 3, discussion also 2 or 3 citations you need to provide. Now, I will brief you what are the important issues you are supposed to consider for writing good references. So naturally, you must be arranged alphabetically, otherwise avoid citing conference articles. As far as possible, only journal articles you may cite it. Avoid conference articles, even aided book articles also, as far as possible, you avoid. Verify the information for each reference against the original publication. Don't copy somewhere reference and write, but you are supposed to see the original article and cite it. Journal citations are more stronger. Just now I told you, avoid as possible as conference articles or aided articles. Only journal citations are most important. Possible web links for articles. Web links you are supposed to provide. Because if you say out of, as I told you, 30 to 40 references when you provide it, for every article, web link should be provided. If you click it, you will get a PDF of the article. That web link is most important. DOI is provided by the journal. So if you click the DOI link, DOI is a permanent link. Next, match it with the text. Yes, that is also most important. Many reviewers sometimes it's not matched with the text. References are not matched with the text. Like that, they may provide some queries. Cite the top in scientific indexed journals. Only top level Scopus, Web of Science journals you provide citations. Avoid self citations. Don't provide your articles as a citation. As far as possible, you please avoid it. Even UGC also given some guidelines stating that it should be avoided, self citations. Avoid excessive citations. Too much citations are not required. Cite latest publications with the DOI. Use correct style of journal. So you can manage the references with the various software packages are available. You need not make any difficulty. Mendeley is the best software you can download and you can you make use of it. This Mendeley software. Through Mendeley software, you can get the references on your topic through that software. It is very easily. Even Zotiri also. The remaining are not big software like Cite This for Me, EndNote, EasyBib. So these are all the different management, reference management softwares. Different citation styles, of course, journal to journal, some based upon their the subjects, the citation styles may be there. American Psychological Association, APA 7th edition, it is especially for our management faculty. The subject, these type of citation style may be adopted. Many management subject related journals, modern language, MLA style, Chicago, Turabian, IEEE, it is engineering, Harvard, like many citation styles are there. So you have to, while sending the article, you have to check the journal guidelines, which citation style is required. That also you have to see meticulously and adapt it. APA 7th edition style, I will give you one example, article format. One article, for article, first author name, bracket, year, in which year it was published. Next, title of the article, dot, journal name, comma, then say volume number, page number, from page to page. Next, you are supposed to provide DOI link. If you click that DOI link, you will get the PDF of the article. It's same like that, book format also. Name of the author, name of the title of the book, in which edition, see who is the publisher, like that. You have to provide. Conference format also like this, web pages. If you refer web pages, that's okay. With regard to ISBN, you should know about ISBN. It is a 13-digit number. It is provided to the books. If you want ISBN number for a book, you write a letter to Raja Ram Mohan Rai, ISBN agency. It is Ministry of Education, Government of India, New Delhi. They will provide you ISBN number. Now I will brief you about digital object identifier. It is most important for the author, which you should know already. But however, I will give you brief information. This DOI system was introduced in the year 2000 by DOI Foundation. DOI is a permanent link, lifetime permanent link. How I call it as a permanent link? See, if your article is published in a journal, open access journal, what you will do? They will upload in the journal, and whenever you required, you go to the archives, click it, right, and you will get the PDF file, PDF of article. What you have to do? You copy the web link and you paste in your CV, right? So that web link, over a period of time, if you click it, article will not appear. Why? Because journal time to time, they upload the articles every month or quarterly or biannually. When they upload the articles time to time, automatically your web link will not be worked. Therefore, DOI concept was introduced in 2000. There are some DOI agencies. These are all the DOI registration agencies. These agencies are provided DOI link to the journals. Each article will be provided one DOI link. Each article is provided one DOI link. So that DOI link is a permanent link. Whenever you click, your article will appear. So see that for every reference, DOI link must be provided. Now cross-reference, data site, these are all the popular DOI registration agencies. So the journals may approach these agencies for providing DOI links with limited fees. In red mark, I have given China DOI, CNK. These two are China-based DOI agencies, right? So I hope you understood about DOI links. Next, I will give you some of the tips to avoid plagiarism, because this is the thrust of the problem. This is the what we may call it is a big problem to the authors for writing articles, because for review of literature and other issues, you may caught hold of with plagiarism. UCC has made stipulations that not more than 20% plagiarism can be permitted for a PhD scholar while submitting his PhD thesis. So read and understand the original document. So while going through an article published previously, you please read, understand, then give proper citation to all the sources. So whenever you refer an article, whenever you cite, to provide the source. Make use of paraphrasing. I already told you about paraphrasing. Go to Google, type paraphrasing. If you want to copy some information relating to a study, one paragraph, paste it, click it, you will get a new paragraph which is a 100% plagiarism free, but you have to again read it if any meanings are changed. Then that you can make use of it. Present your own idea, because your own ideas, if you present, definitely it cannot attract plagiarism. Use a plagiarism checker in Google. Time to time, you simply just 2 paragraphs, 3 paragraphs, you can check with the plagiarism checker. Your own insights are most important. Rewriting, rewriting. Change the sentence structure, because if there is a sentence, if you change the structure, you can avoid plagiarism. So finally, write and rewrite again, and then revise. So go on writing on your own. If at all need, revise it. At least 4 or 5 times you revise it. Then you can be free. You can avoid the plagiarism. So finally, these are all the plagiarism softwares. Many softwares are there, but majorly the 3 softwares are there: Turnitin, Urkund, and Authenticate. So right now, UCC has given the Turnitin and Urkund, these 2 softwares. Authenticate is a sister concern of Turnitin. Majority of the high indexed journals are using Authenticate software they use. So before sending in your article, you go for checking your article in Authenticate plagiarism checker. Okay, so then it should be not more than 10%. So finally, what leads to acceptance? So attention to details. So after preparing the article, you have to check it up, the article very thoroughly. You double check your work. Don't think that okay, it will publish without going through it. It can never be, because meticulously you have to check. Consider the reviewers' comments. After generally reviewers may provide some comments. Without the comment, they won't leave you. At least 2, 3, even though it is a good, but they provide some comments. Some reviewers may provide minor comments, and some reviewers may provide lengthy comments. English must be as good as possible. You can make use of Grammarly software, because it provides you some any English, the grammatical mistakes, because we are all not born in English, right? So make use of Grammarly. Presentation is important. Take your time with revision. Definitely, if you get article is revised, don't be disheartened. Again, you have to sit and consult your friends. Acknowledge those who have helped you. In article also, you finally you can mention new, original, and previously unpublished. It should be new one. Critically evaluate your own manuscript. You have to evaluate several times. Then only it will be published well. Ethical rules must be obeyed. Yes, this is most important. Don't cook up. Don't cook the data. It must be based upon the empirical evidence. It must be based upon the data, accurate data received at grassroots level, or received from the respondents, or received through online or offline. It is most important. You should consider ethical. You must be, you may call it as research ethics. That's all my presentation. I hope you enjoyed my session. Basically, being an author, you always follow the as I have given different guidelines. All these guidelines must be maybe useful for you for writing the paper. I am sure I motivated you to write research papers in high index journals. Try to publish in Scopus only or Web of Science, and be cautious in identifying the journal. Especially, there are many predatory journals. Of course, predatory journals, it is a big, it requires to explain at least 2-3 hours about predatory journals. Recently, I have given a session on predatory journals in Central University. Like, see, you have to go through you have to attend many sessions about this, so that you will get more awareness to publish research papers in outstanding journals, scientific journals. If you are having any doubts, you can send any details to my WhatsApp number, and you are most welcome. Now, I think any doubts, most welcome. I will close my PPT.
Sir, what is the difference between peer-reviewed journal and refereed journal?
Wait. Pardon?
What is the
Tell me.
difference between peer-reviewed journal and refereed journal?
Peer-reviewed
and refereed journal.
Yeah. Say peer-reviewed journal. Peer-reviewed means immediately after receiving the article by the journal, right? The same articles may be sent to the reviewers, right? Maybe 2 reviewers, maybe 3 reviewers. It is all purely depending upon the journal, which is indexed with many indexes. So, okay, that is called peer-reviewed journals. Referred journals means even referred journals also, which comes under the peer review. So referred journals are also peer reviewed, but some journals, without even sending the articles to reviewers, the editorial board can take a decision to publish, right? So that is the difference between peer reviewed and referred.
Refereed journal also, sir. Refereed. Refereed.
Free. See, free journals means there will be, what you are saying?
Refereed, sir.
Refereed.
No, referred. Actually, he wants to say referred.
Refereed journals.
Refereed
journals.
Refereed or referred?
Referred, sir.
Yeah. Refereed journals are also peer reviewed, but some journals are not without review also. They will publish. The editorial will take a decision to publish the articles. Okay, next. Any more to raise any issue?
So, what, sir, in research paper, do we need to write only the references, or bibliography is also very important?
No, especially in high indexed journals, You need not provide bibliography. Your citations, because the list of citations are most important. Throughout the article, you might be cited around 30 or 35. And out of 35 citations, you are supposed to provide at least 70% of the articles. You are supposed to provide DOI, right? So the list of references are enough. No need of providing any bibliography.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Any more?
Sir,
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir.
Yeah. Please
Sir.
introduce yourself and ask the
Yeah.
question.
Sir, I am Mamta Rani, research scholar from Punjab University, Patiala.
Yeah.
Sir, I want to know that when should we write that when we give a link, website link or anything else in reference, when should we write that it is accessed on date and or retrieved from? In which review, in which reference we should write this, that this reference is accessed from? In all links which you give, or
Yeah. That I already told you. While you providing the list of references, suppose first number one, so you might be mentioned as per the APA style, name, title, volume. Immediately you have to provide web link. That is DOI link. If you are not able to provide DOI link, at least journal link must be provided.
Okay, sir. Sir, I want to know that should we write that this is retrieved from this or
No. When you will write, if at all any internet sources, if you are using the web pages,
Yes.
if you are using the blog pages, then only you have to write the date, when it was extracted, that such information may be provided.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Not for articles.
Okay, sir.
Not for articles published in journals.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Next participant.
Good afternoon, sir. This is Dr. Fayaz from Mallareddy University.
Pardon?
Sir, this is Dr. Fayaz from Mallareddy University, Hyderabad.
Your video?
Sir, due to my mobile, actually I logged in through mobile, so my front camera is not working, sir.
Which university? Which university?
Mallareddy University, sir.
Manda Reddy.
Yes, sir.
Mallareddy, sir.
Oh, sorry. Mallareddy University. You please tell me.
Sir, it was very informative session, whatever
Thank
you
you.
provided the insights.
Thank you.
I do have one question. You have told that we have to checklist. There are few checklists to select the journals and topics and all. So you told about the clone journal or maybe some duplicate journals, right? So how we can find out which journals are cloned or maybe something like that?
Yeah.
Is there anything to find out that, because they are very clever people, right? They may cheat us, right? So it is very difficult to find out how we can find out that they are clone journals.
Yeah. In fact, you can identify the cloned journals very easily. Suppose if you send an article, they will publish within 24 hours by collecting the fees without sending the articles to the reviewers. Definitely that is a predatory journal. And some journals says, if you can check the editorial board, all the editorial boards are drawn from foreign. But regarding fees, they mentioned in rupees. In rupees. If it is an international journal, why they ask you rupees? That is one. So finally, what I suggest you say, if it is Web of Science, go to Web of Science website. If it is a Scopus, go to the scopus.com and you check it.
Okay, sir.
That is the database which you are supposed to check.
Okay.
Right?
Fine, sir. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot, sir.
Okay.
Any more queries, participants? Thank you, sir.
I think all are hungry.
Or maybe, sir.
If you proceed further, they will be angry.
No, sir. Not at all. Thank you, Malyadri, sir, for elaborate deliberation on writing articles and the measures to enhance its quality to get them published in high index journals. We are really honored to listen to you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Professor Ramesh Kumar Viriala, for inviting me for this wonderful session. And I got a wonderful opportunity to interact with the participants scattered all over the country, which was sponsored by Atal AICT, Delhi. Thank you.
Indeed, it's our pleasure to have you in our sessions. Thank you so much, sir.
Participants will take the lunch break now. Having a test at 2:30 p.m. today. The test will be for 40 minutes and 30 multiple choice questions. So you join the class, same Google Meet, 10 minutes before, so that the link will be shared in the same Google Meet. The exam starts at 2:30 p.m. And at 3:10, we'll continue with the valedictory session, and we'll be having the attendance link shared for the afternoon session after the exam. Please join in time on time for the exam. Exam starts at 2:30 sharp.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot.